Breast cancer. It's a terrifying and often fatal disease that has the power to rob a woman not only of her dignity and her femininity, but often of her life. Although modern clinical research is offering us a far better insight into the disease, we should not forget that breast cancer has been around for centuries. In fact, evidence of women suffering from breast cancer can be seen in the Italian Renaissance artist Michelangelo's work done in the late 1400s. As an example, in his marble sculpture Night, it suggested that the artist was trying to portray a woman suffering from advanced breast cancer. Another example can be found on a fresco in the church of Santa Maria della Grazia. Here a woman is holding a child and she appears to have an ulcerating cancer in the upper quadrant of the right breast. Although the disease is not new, today the figures are alarming. Breast cancer accounts for almost a quarter of the cases of cancer in women, and it's the most common cancer among women worldwide. According to the World Health Organization, it's the second most common after lung cancer for both genders. More than 1 million new cases of breast cancer are reported globally per year, and 400,000 women die each year from the disease. One would have to agree that these are not small numbers. It is also estimated that worldwide more than 300,000 women per year will be diagnosed with node-positive early-stage breast cancer. In simple terms, this means that approximately 1 in every 9 women will develop breast cancer at some point in her lifetime. Due to the extent and the impact that the disease has on our population, there are many support groups that align themselves with breast cancer patients. One such group prides themselves in being a support group with a difference, and they can be found in the mother city, that of beautiful Cape Town. But before we take a look at this phenomenal group of women and what they do, let's first go back a little, say 2,500 years, and see how it all began. The ancient art of dragon boat racing started in China in 500 BC. At that time in China, the dragon boat was used for religious purposes as a way of appeasing the rain gods. Over 2,000 years ago, Chu Yuan, the great warrior poet, committed suicide as a protest against the political corruption of the day. To commemorate this sacrifice, the people began to organize dragon boat races in his memory. This sport now supports a significant part of the Chinese culture, representing patriotism and group integrity. Dragon boat racing is consequently more than simply a sport. It's an integral part of Chinese culture, steeped in ceremony and tradition. The modern era of dragon boat racing began in 1976 in Hong Kong, from whence it was introduced to the West by British expats. But how did the paths of breast cancer patients and dragon boat racing converge? It was as a result of a Canadian experiment which was designed to see whether exercise would minimize post-mastectomy side effects. And although the experiment was a failure in terms of results, the positive effect exercise had on the general well-being and mindset of those participating was overwhelming. Today, there are around 75 breast cancer survivor teams currently participating in the ancient Chinese sport of dragon boating worldwide. And one such team, who are extremely difficult to miss on the water, are our very own South African stars, the Amabele Bells. The story of this extraordinary group of women is one filled with perseverance and dedication. And it's no wonder that they found a partner in this endeavor who has a similar passion for and commitment to breast cancer. Sanofi Aventis is an acknowledged world leader in oncology and has a global oncology presence spanning several company mergers and name changes for almost 30 years. Our local story begins with Pam Newby, who, whilst living her own story of perseverance, became the founding coach of the Bells and who managed, after 3 failed attempts in 2002, 2003 and 2004, to finally form a breast cancer survivor dragon boat team in 2006. They were the Amabele Bells, and their goals were simple. 1. To introduce breast cancer survivors to the sport of dragon boat racing with the aim of improving their general, physical and psychological fitness, and so aiding their recovery. 2. To show these survivors that physical activity and fun exist after cancer. 3. To provide a healthy and inspirational image. 4. To provide a support group of positive, optimistic, dynamic friends. On a competitive level, their ambition was to participate in the first ever International Breast Cancer Survivor Dragon Boat Regatta, held in Singapore that same year. Sanofi Aventis was involved from the outset, agreeing to sponsor the boat hire and kit for the team. After months of physical and mental preparation, the Bells were finally ready, rising to the challenge and achieving a silver medal for their efforts in Singapore. This notable achievement and subsequent successes have made it clear that the Bells were not only here for the ride, but also for the long haul. Sanofi Aventis recognized this passion and commitment and decided that the Bells deserved access to funds that would allow them to build their own vehicle of hope. Up to that point, they were only racing a hired boat, and it was evident that a dragon boat of their own would bolster their energy and commitment to helping other such women in their goal to overcoming breast cancer. Along with help from Sanofi Aventis, the Amabele Bells' own boat, the Free Spirit, was born. The Bells continued to grow from strength to strength, and speaking of growing, over the past months the team has grown to such an extent that they're almost in a position to field 2 full dragon boat racing teams. With over 200 clubs worldwide, it's extremely clear that survivors of breast cancer are not going to let life be taken from them. Instead, they will inspire, motivate, and stand up to be counted amongst their peers. They are an example to us all that no matter what tragedy or pain one endures, to survive and wake up every day with zest and fun in your heart is not a human right, but a gift never to be wasted. For the Amabele Bells, this is the basic cover that holds their story together. Our local heroes continue to reach out across the communities of Cape Town, spreading their unwavering, positive spirit and message of hope. We at Sanofi Aventis South Africa are committed to both oncology in general and breast cancer in particular, and are proud to continue our association with the awe-inspiring Amabele Bells.